Welcome to MojoPlays, and today things are getting strange as we take a look at the 10 weirdest unlockables in Metal Gear Solid games. For this list, we'll be looking at those items and moments that don't match the rest of the world. Metal Gear Solid can be an incredibly strange universe, but even these unlockables make us choke on our rations. It's almost assured that we've missed an item or two, so please let us know in the comments below. Before we continue, we publish content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified of our latest videos. Infinite face paint.
Infinite ammo.
It was commonplace in Metal Gear Solid games up until this point to feature both an unlockable stealth option and an unlimited ammo option after completing the game and following some parameters. In MGS1, you had to beat Ocelot's torture game. In MGS2, you had to collect at least 70 dog tags across the entire campaign. In MGS3, well, in the forest locations, either after killing the Fear or the End, the player must kill all the animals in the area, place mousetraps around, move away and wait for something to get caught. If you're lucky, you'll have caught the very rare Tsushinoko, which you have to keep safe and alive in your inventory till the end of the game, making sure to capture him again post-torture scene. The item isn't that strange, but the process is total Kojima.
Snake, you caught a Tsuchinoko.
What? Is it true, Snake?
Yeah.
Way to go, my man!
Pantless Meryl.
You're Meryl? There's no way you could pass for a man for long.
What do you mean?
How many of you dirty sods tried this out when you first unwrapped MGS1 on the PS1? All of you, Jesus! In MGS1, there are a few moments where you can see Meryl in just her undergarments. The first takes real determination. The kind of determination that is reserved for 14-year-old boys in 1998. Just before reaching the DARPA chief via the vents, the player can look down and see Meryl in her own cell. If the player crawls backwards out of the vent, leaves, comes back in and looks at Meryl 3 times, she will eventually be working out in her underpants. Ah, there she is, in all her triangular glory. The second time comes just before the Psycho Mantis fight, where the player tries to find Meryl dressed in her guard uniform. All the player has to do is beat her to the bathroom after you're spotted, and BAM! She'll be in her underpants for the following cutscene. I hate myself.
I've got no purpose in life, no ultimate goal.
Stealth camo.
Stealth camouflage? Who are you?
Here we go again. Much like the unlimited ammo tool, stealth camo is also unlockable throughout the MGS series. In MGS1, don't beat Ocelot at his torture game. In MGS2, collect 110 dog tags across the campaign. In MGS3, well, possibly one of the more fun but more frustrating processes is the keratin frogs. The developers hid these cute little green frogs known as keratin frogs in 64 different locations across the game. If you're counting, that means that there is a frog in almost every area of the game. The player has to simply find these frogs and hit them, shoot them, or knife them, and then after beating the game, the player will unlock the stealth camo. Who put these frogs here? Does Snake not have bigger priorities? Altair's costume. Alright, let's get into the good stuff. As a big Assassin's Creed fan, Kojima decided it would be nice to pay homage by including a terribly strange costume in Metal Gear Solid 4. The costume in question? Altair's costume. There are 2 ways to unlock this costume. You can either be a boss and get 50 plus throat slash kills and then beat the game, or you can be a dweeb and enter the code come in after unlocking the Mark II. I bet you used the code. So did I.
Damn.
Chicken hats.
Snake, are you okay? Snake? Snake!
A lot of games nowadays will take note of your playstyle. Nothing is more disheartening than losing to a section of a game a handful of times only for the condescending notification to pop up saying, "Hey, we noticed you suck big farts. Have you considered lowering the difficulty to an easier mode, you big baby boy?" In MGS5, the game takes you down a serious peg by prompting the player to look through the settings to turn on the hidden away chicken hat mode. This mode makes the game a little bit easier by making it harder for enemies to spot you, giving you a much needed hand in those hard to beat sections. It also puts a giant chicken hat on our previously grizzled soldier and makes us feel like a whittle baby. Bond. Solid bond. Snake is a solo flying super agent who shoots straight, moves effortlessly, and smooth talks the ladies. And sometimes the men. He's not fussy about who he flirts with.
Ooh, got room for two?
Aha.
Glad to be with you, boss.
The only difference between our grizzled Solid Snake and our chiseled James Bond is the attire. Well, not anymore, baby! If the player manages to beat MGS1 twice, getting a different ending for each playthrough, they will find themselves sporting a rather dapper tuxedo on their third playthrough. The tuxedo gives Snake a touch of class and makes for a visually funny playthrough as he crawls his way around this filthy, filthy map. I hope that's not a rental.
Snake. You're that ninja.
Soaked cardboard box. There are a handful of helpful secrets that many players don't know about even to this day. Chaff Grenade Metal Gear Rex, it helps you a lot. Use cigarettes to steady your sniping hand. Good for what ails you. Get a dog to pee on your box so the other dogs stop biting you. What the hell did you just say to me? That's right, if the player can't wait to get their hands on Sniper Wolf's hanky to keep the dogs from being vicious, they can simply punch Meryl square in the face, jump inside a cardboard box and let the dogs pee on it. Weird process for a weird item, we know, but now you can move freely around the wolves without issue. Yay for pee!
What are you doing?
Hideo joins the team.
What took you so long?
Running Mother Base in MGS5 requires the extraction and employment of soldiers throughout the game. One of these soldiers that can be extracted is our very own game director, Hideo Kojima, who can most famously be collected by extracting him during the Ground Zero side op titled Intel Operative Rescue. After successfully extracting him, he becomes a member of the Diamond Dogs, although he isn't visible on the actual base. This isn't the first time he has appeared in a MGS game, however, as he is visible in MGS1 as one of the portraits during the Psycho Mantis fight, and also just off camera in MGS4's TV sections. MGS1 Snake. One of the most interesting character skins available in Metal Gear Solid 5 comes after completing the secret Deja Vu mission in Ground Zeroes. Beating this mission unlocks MGS1 Snake as a playable skin, complete with the original polygonal look and feel. Although its only feature is to dampen foot noise, it is very funny to see a PS1 style character model blending poorly with the PS4 style environment. It's a clashing of worlds that we want more and more of. Guy Savage Nightmare.
Time to eat.
Games are cancelled frequently, whether in the early stages or later stages of development. The cancellation of titles it's nothing new. When Kojima started a game titled Guy Savage that was eventually cancelled, he didn't scrap the material. He simply inserted it into another game as a secret minigame. In MGS3, after the torture sequence and before escaping, the player must save, exit, and reload the game. After loading in, they will enter into a seemingly different game. For those who experienced this by accident, like myself, it would have been a genuine shock that may have seemed like something had gone seriously wrong. But after beating this minigame, Snake would wake up revealing it all to be a dream. The gameplay style was totally different, and the world and vibe did not match MGS3 at all, which is what makes this moment such a standout for weird unlockables. It's like if you loaded up Call of Duty and all of a sudden you were playing Ape Escape. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from MojoPlays and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of our latest videos.